Now I know remakes these days get a lot of bad rap, but sometimes they can actually be pretty good. Speaking of which, this is 101 R. Smith, and today we will be looking at Master Grade Zeta Gundam version 2.0.
Camille is a perfectly good name for a guy. I'm a man and I'll prove it!
The Zeta Gundam is the lead mobile suit of Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. It was designed by Camille Bidon and was given to him halfway through Zeta. Originally he was using a stolen Gundam Mark II. This was during the mid-80s where Transformers and transformable mechs were all the rage, and obviously this mobile suit really exemplifies the mid-80s just perfectly well with its gimmicks and transformation into Wave Rider mode. This one is special in that this was one of the first 2.0 Gundam kits to come out. This came out in 2005, so it's a little dated by today's standards, but you have to understand, the first Zeta Gundam came out in 1996, and this was in a time where I don't think Master Grades had complete inner frames at this point. In 95, 96, 97. At the point where this kit came out, the Zeta Gundam trilogy movies were coming out in Japan to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Zeta Gundam, featuring the footage from the show remastered and a large chunk of footage actually remade. In 2005, by this point, most Master Grades had a fully complete inner frame, and to coincide with the 20th anniversary, Bandai decided to come out with a 2.0 version of the Zeta Gundam. But I think this is one of the first lead suits to get a 2.0. I think this got a 2.0 before RX-78, so this was pretty impressive at the time, and hopefully a 2005 Master Grade will still hold up. So let's look at the box and let's see what we got. Opening up the box and the bags, and this is everything that comes with the 2.0 Zeta Gundam. Got your A plate with a nice red, clear, navy blue, and a macaroni yellow. Going to get the end plate for the Zeta Gundam's V-fin in that nice macaroni yellow. 2 D plates, a C plate of armor, 2 J plates for the inner frame. You're going to get 2 B plates for the feet and the wing binders. A medium-sized polycap sheet. An H plate, more inner frame, mainly for legs. I plate with more inner frame. A big G plate in navy blue for weapons and the binders. You're going to get 2 F plates in that nice Zeta blue, the Hyper Mega Launcher. You're also going to get this base that comes with both the Zeta Gundam and the Gundam Mark II that you can interconnect with each other. You're going to get the M plate, which is used sort of as an action base so you can make the Zeta fly. And it also has a piece that makes it turn into Wave Rider mode. Your standard beam sabers. And a respectable sticker sheet, and you also get regular sticker decals and dry transfers. You've got the manual, and it actually has a cool piece in the manual in the middle. You got your manual, and it's actually a cool piece in the manual that helps you go through the history of the Zeta Gundam going back to 85. With the 144th and 100 no grades, the original Master Grade from back in 1996, the Perfect Grade that came out in 2000, and finally the High Grade Universal Century Zeta Gundam. So it goes through the nice line, and then it tells you all of the details about this 2.0 Zeta, which they try to improve on the previous Zetas, and as well details and screenshots of the Zeta Remastered trilogy movies. And on the back, a painting guide on how to custom paint the Zeta Gundam in its correct colors, and showing you the result of using panel line or ink. So Let's see how this remaster comes out. And now we have Master Grade Zeta Gundam version 2.0. And we have some things to talk about here. Now, I'm using the display stand that the kit came from because with the combination of the proportions of Zeta Gundam and back heaviness, getting him to stand is a challenge. Yeah, let's call it a challenge for him to stand properly. So I'm using the base as a prop, but hopefully I'll go through articulation and we should have no problem. The head can go 360, but you do need to be careful and angle it correctly due to the collar. V-fin can actually move up and down due to the transformation. The arms have a little bit of an angle where you can actually slightly bend them backwards, but they won't really go forwards unless you use the ball joint in there. Arm can go... could go 360 if it wasn't for the backpack. But you can cheat out using the ball joint. The arm can go about that far. Not much, but it's decent enough. 360 rotation. So you got this wrist. There's a joint on both edges of the elbow, so you can get a really nice bend. There's a joint on the top and a joint on the bottom. So a nice joint. And then there's also a slight joint on the forearm, so you can make it go slightly side to side. Open up this piece. Well, just look at the cockpit of Camille. Slide that down. It can go up due to the transformation gimmick, but I suggest not to. There is some waist. Not the greatest, but you can make pretty good use out of it. Side skirts go up, swing as well, and they do have hinges, so you can make it go up or down. Front skirts, your typical Gundam front skirts. And then the knee is a little funny. So it can go up, well, the leg can go up. Due to the backpack, it's not gonna go very far. And then with the knee itself, you won't get that much of a bend. You can get it about that far. But then there's this cool joint on the inside of the foot that you can make it really stand out a bit more. And that's articulation. Let me set him up better and we'll look at his weapons. First up is the iconic Zeta Gundam shield, used as the head of the Wave Rider mode and also as a shield in itself. It can also be used as a piercing weapon in case Zeta Gundam runs out of ammo or just basic weapons in general. Next is the iconic beam rifle that the Zeta Gundam has, which also doubles as a melee weapon, being able to hose a beam saber in its barrel, and can also be used as an attachment to the arm just as well as the shield. It's a very diverse and very versatile weapon that the Zeta Gundam has, and it's probably, I could say, it's on par with the Hyper Mega Cannon as its most iconic weapon. And now we have Zeta Gundam's most iconic weapon, the Hyper Mega Launcher. And my god, it's big. It is big, and it's a little bit of a challenge to get him to hold it. Thankfully, due to the double joints in the Zeta's arm, he can hold it, but not at full extension, even with the support of the other handle. It's definitely cumbersome to say the least. But if you finagle with it, you can definitely get him to hold it. Though, personally, I rather the Hyaku Shiki holding it. And now, we reach the point of the review where we transform Zeta Gundam into Wave Rider mode. Now we have Wave Rider mode, which is, to me, the most frustrating transformation of all of Gunpla. I swear, this took me at least a good 5 times to figure out, and 5 more times to make the transformation look good. It's very frustrating. I would take a Wing Zero any day over a Zeta in terms of transformation, but it does look good and it's very accurate. One thing to note is that if you want to keep it in Wave Rider mode when displayed, you have to keep this display stand because the connection piece that allows it to hold on to it in Wave Rider mode and in Mobile Suit mode are not compatible with a standard action base, unfortunately. You want it in Wave Rider mode, you have to keep the stand. And it is a little bit on the big side. Think of the stand that came with the Master Grade L Strike Gundam. It's about the same size. My final thoughts on Zeta Gundam 2.0. This is probably the best version of Zeta Gundam that Bandai could have designed at the time for 2005, 2006. It's better than the Perfect Grade by miles. It's better than the original Master Grade from 1997 or 6. It's the best version that there is, and a lot of its frame is reused in a lot of current day Master Grades, such as the Delta Plus, parts of the Rizel. It's a very pivotal kit, and just in general, the Zeta Gundam is probably one notch behind RX-78, but it's one of the most iconic Gundams that you can find. With that in mind, there are also some issues with this kit. It has a lot of quirks. Because of the way the transformation is set up, the hip joints can get loose very easily sometimes. The V-fin can move when you don't want it to. And probably my biggest issue with the Zeta Gundam is it can't stand on its own due to a combination of its proportions, trying to be as accurate as possible, and the heaviness of the backpack. So, I will say, Zeta 2.0, get it, but with caution. Know its flaws, know its issues. Decide for yourself to get it. Obviously, I got it because I would love to have, at one point, all of the main lead Gundams. I have RX-78, I got Zeta now, I will definitely be picking up Double Zeta Verkal when it comes out in the near future. And also, this is the best Zeta. Let's see what the High Grade Revive will do this month, but this is the best Zeta you can probably get in 1/100, unless they come up with a 3.0. I don't like the Wave Rider. It's one of the most complicated transformations. It looks great, but it's just too complicated. Wing Zero TV version and even Arios Gundam, no grade, knocks its transformation in simplicity in so many ways. It's very frustrating. I did it once for this review and I will never do it again. I'm leaving the Zeta as is. I will put it up on an action base and be satisfied with it. Go get it, but me personally, it's not a strong go get it. Get it if you love the Zeta and get it if you want the Zeta. Make sure it's a kit that you want. Know its limitations and know that it will look good. This is 101 R Smith and I will see you later. Peace!